Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got 25 biggest features added to College Football 25. Let's check this out.
College Football 25 comes out in a week, so
Saw
let's
the
talk
gameplay
about the
yesterday.
25 biggest features for the upcoming game. If you
the
haven't
game
been
looks
keeping up
really
to date
good
every step of the way, or you just want to
Now we gotta see how Road to Glory is looking though, bro. Before we really,
important things for the game,
give it
including
a
some
full,
info that we learned today.
full
This is the
score.
video.
Right now, bro, it's I'll like after looking at everything, bro. For right now, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. A solid 9 out of 10 right now. I gotta see how Road to Glory is
looking. We'll be
looking.
dropping like the Road to Glory deep dive later this week, or the exclusive gameplay I'll have for you guys this weekend. Make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on so you don't miss them. Let's see if we can get this channel to 600k subs before the release of this game. If everybody watching just subscribed, we could do that in a few days. Number 1, over 11,000 real life players are in the game, including Arch Manning, who just
Bro, like, bro, this nigga, like, at the beginning of it, he was like, no, I'm not finna be in the game, bro. Bullying actually works, huh? You know what I'm saying? Everybody was bullying this nigga to finally be in the game. About fucking time, bro.
Announced that he's officially in the game. He was one of the only notable people that had originally opted out of the game.
I can see, bro. I can see people constantly using Texas now.
Time for it, but I guess he had a change of heart, especially after seeing pretty much everybody else opt into the game. So you will be able to play with Arch Manning
finally,
in College
bro.
Football 25, including every other big name and even small name player. So this will be the first college football game that actually utilizes real players, and they even have real player likeness as well that looks pretty close to how they look in real life. They used AI along with pictures to kind of make these faces because they couldn't scan over 11,000 players into the game, but most of them look pretty good. Number 2,
Travis Hunter's actually looks really solid, bro. Now we know damn well he's not, you know what I'm saying, his arms are a little smaller than this, but overall looks good.
But most of them look pretty good. Number 2, fast-paced gameplay. This is one of the biggest things about this game and kind of what differentiates it from Madden's gameplay, which is also created by EA Sports. As we saw in some of the gameplay footage yesterday and earlier on, the game does play very fast. It's very wide open. You're going to have a lot of big plays. You're going to have a lot of good ball carrier and left stick movement in this game. You're going to be able to get sticky. You're going to be able to create highlight plays.
Yeah, bro,
and you're
the
going to
stick work looks nasty, bro. Donovan Edwards was making it look so easy.
You can't just quite replicate one-to-one in Madden because it's a much slower game and it's meant to be a little more realistic, I guess. But in terms of a video game, the fast-paced gameplay,
like, and for the people that, you know what I'm saying, that used to watch my streams and shit, y'all already know how sticky I can get in the open field.
In my opinion.
Hey, expect a lot of clips to come this year.
This is another one of the biggest changes to this game as compared to Madden, because the Madden passing system, while okay, doesn't have the best ball trajectory. However,
that throw animation from Jalen Milroe is crazy.
Okay, doesn't have the best ball trajectory. However, in this game, they have redone it with a new passing meter that gives you much more realistic ball trajectories. You're able to really loft the ball into the air, to the back pylon, on deep bombs. You're also able to get good intermediate touch passes and throw it just over the middle field defenders like linebackers. You're really able to make throws in this game that we haven't really been able to make in Madden for a long time, which makes this game even more realistic, and it makes the passing a lot of fun. Combined with the left stick movement, you're able to really place the ball where you want, and now your throw power rating isn't just about distance but also velocity. So a guy with high throw power is absolutely going to be able to make more difficult and tight window throws.
So he's basically gonna be Josh Allen in real life.
Number 4, wear and tear. This is another one of the bigger gameplay changes
from
the old NCAA games and even the Madden games. You have to really monitor how your players are taking hits. The more your player takes a hit throughout the game, the more certain body parts start to fatigue, and their ratings will dip a little bit based on how much punishment they're taking. So with QBs, you definitely want to get out of bounds or slide. With running backs, a lot of times you want to make that choice of whether to go out of bounds or actually try to truck forward, because you might take more damage taking that impact, whereas if you go out of bounds, you can kind of keep yourself a little healthier for later in the game. There's also different abilities and a toughness rating applied to this, so some big name players will be able to withstand more hits. They'll be more workhorse like players, so it won't affect them as much as lesser players, but you still want to monitor this for your whole team. This will also be in the game modes like Dynasty and Road to Glory, where you'll have to monitor it more on a week-to-week basis rather than just a quarter-to-quarter basis. Number 5, abilities. This game has a ton of player abilities. No X factors like Madden, but just
I'm glad they don't have X factors, because like ever since Madden added abilities to the game, that's been basically what it's been, you know what I'm saying, determines how good a player really is, bro. Like, it is such an ability based and animation based game, bro. It's crazy.
People kind of like,
so I'm kind of glad that, you know what I'm saying, they don't really have X factors in college football 25.
Tiers from bronze all the way up to gold. The higher your ability is, the more it will activate, but it'll never be a guarantee.
Nasty.
It's only situationally going to apply a boost to your player, and it's really only going to be on the top 100 players to make them feel a little more special. Number 6, home field advantage. Now, this was expected to be in the game because it was a staple of the older NCAA games, but they've really done it in a bigger and better way this time around because the sights and sounds of the stadium are on a whole nother level, and they're much more intense than they used to be. They also brought back the crowd pulse where you can pump up the crowd and turn the meter up. They have a lot of differences with the home field advantage compared to the older games where you're going to see more players not understanding their assignments than they did back in the day. It's going to be harder to audible and do hot routes when the home field advantage is at its worst. Obviously, you're going to have the play art that's going to be very distorted. It definitely feels like a challenge when you're on the road in this game. And to go along with this, there is also confidence and composure in this game. So if a player is hot, he will be less affected by the home field advantage, or if they have a road ability, they may be less affected by this. But if their composure starts to dwindle, if they start to take some big hits or get sacked, or your QB throws an interception, then he's going to be a little bit more affected by the home field advantage. So how you play in the game will also affect how your team is reacting to the home field advantage. Really quickly, before we continue with this list, I do want to mention that we are still sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. If you like sports and your lower is they'll give you WM if you sign up and you just can't, because it was always a thing in the older games. But once again, they kind of outdid themselves and they brought it to a whole nother level this time around. Of course, you're going to have all of the crazy option playbooks like the Army and the Navy, but you're also going to see a lot of newer age formations in this game, like with Oklahoma and Tennessee that have the wide splits in their playbook. You're going to see a ton more RPO type stuff in this game than you saw in the older games because it's such a bigger deal now. A lot of playbooks have some nasty RPOs. There's a ton of auto motion stuff in the game, which is very, very popular in both the college and NFL level.
Bro, I feel like people are definitely going to be abusing the pitches online.
There's so much to dive into with these playbooks to where you can keep switching around and you'll always find something new and never truly get tired of them. Number 8, the switch stick. One of the bigger innovations for this game is the switch stick on defense, which will allow you to switch between players with the right stick post play. So you can be on a linebacker defending a shallow route, and then you can flick the stick up to the safety and then try to take away a seam route or something like that. This is going to be something that definitely takes some time to get used to and perfect, but those who do it will be that much better on defense in this game. Number 9, unique hot routes and stems. Something that this game is introducing that the older games didn't have, and even Madden has not had, is the ability to have a bunch of different hot routes at your disposal without the need for an ability. So
I like that they added this, bro.
You're going to have the more exotic ones now with both the...
It's going to make audibling more easier.
You'll be able to hot route corners and posts.
Better.
You'll be able to hot route deep cross and wheel routes for wide receivers. For running backs, you can hot route Texas routes, different flat routes, triple option routes, and more. And included with this are the custom route stems, where now you can take routes and you can stem them to whatever depth you want. So if you want a corner to run 2 yards or you want it to run 30 yards, you can do that. Number 10, a new kick meter. This is going to be another one of the bigger changes for gameplay, and it's going to make those long field goals or even intermediate ones a lot harder than they've been before. We've had different kick styles with old NCAA and Madden games. This is by far the most challenging kick meter to date, where the side-to-side bar moves pretty quickly, and if you're on the road and home field advantage is going crazy, this thing moves so fast that it's almost impossible to get it in the middle. And then you have to also fill up the power bar after you nail the accuracy, but you don't want to overkick, because if you kick too hard, that's also going to affect your accuracy. So there's a bunch of different things you have to take into account when kicking field goals now, and I guarantee you in this game you're going to miss more than you ever had in a game before, making those
so you definitely gotta, you know what I'm saying, concentrate on this shit.
Number 11, multiple commentary teams. Another big feature for this game's presentation is the fact that there are multiple commentary teams. You have the big game commentators, which are going to be Kirk Herbstreit and Chris Fowler, and then you're going to have the regular games, which is going to be David Pollock, Reese Davis, and Jesse Palmer. There's going to also be studio updates coming throughout the game from Kevin Connors as well. Now, if you're doing regular Play Now games, you can pick whichever commentary team you want, but if you're in Dynasty mode, you're going to get the big game commentators if it's like a playoff game or it's the game of the week. Otherwise, you're going to get the secondary commentary crew. Number 12, in-depth recruiting. One of the biggest things about this game is going to be recruiting in Dynasty mode.
Damn.
It's pretty much the life of Dynasty mode, bringing in those new players, having to convince them to pick your school, and it's more in depth than it's ever been. More in depth than it was in NCAA 14, but also kind of similar to how it was in NCAA 13. You can do a bunch of different things to find out your players' interests, from DMing them to talking to their family to literally just sending the house and trying to sell them immediately. Once you find out what they like, you can then soft sell or hard sell them on your school if your school meets their motivations. However, if they have a deal breaker, you'll have no chance to get these guys at all. So if your school is not currently a championship contender, for example, and there's a recruit that wants a championship ready team now, you won't be able to get him. There's also going to be gems and busts in this system as well, and it goes much deeper than what I'm going to talk about here. I did a whole video on Dynasty mode if you want to check that out, but just know the recruiting in this game is as in-depth as it's ever been, and it's going to be pretty challenging for you. Number 13, the transfer portal. Another big change for this game is how prominent the transfer portal is. Now, in the older games, there was transferring, but there wasn't an actual transfer portal. Now, every season, players will enter the portal, players will leave your school, but you'll also be able to get other players out of the portal. But keep in mind, much like recruiting, some of these guys are going to have deal breakers. Some of the big name guys are probably not going to want to transfer to your school if you are a smaller school until you build them up, and this is going to make Dynasty a little bit more chaotic than it's ever been in the past. Number 14, custom conferences and schedules. In Dynasty mode, you will be able to customize conferences to your liking. You can bring back the old Pac-12, you can switch up the SEC, you can do whatever you want.
That's
and you
sick.
can
I
also
like
customize
that.
your schedules as well. There
I'm
are
gonna make the
protected
SEC
rivalry
even
games, but
more
outside of that,
stacked
you
than
can
it already
schedule pretty
is.
much whoever you want, and they also have fictional FCS teams in the game that you can schedule as well.
Okay.
Number 15, Team Builder. Yes, Team Builder is going to be in the game. We haven't
Let's
heard a lot
go.
about it yet. From what I know, it's going to be ready when the game launches. I don't know if we're going to hear anything about it prior to that or not, but the Team Builder website will go live where you'll be able to create your teams, and you can actually create rosters for your teams in there as well. You can upload custom logos, you can change your uniforms to whatever you want, you can create
Bro,
the roster,
the
you can
custom
upload
coaches
custom
look
logos.
way better than they do in Madden.
You can change your uniforms to whatever you want. You can create the roster. There will be some type of a stadium selection within this, and probably some more. We don't know a whole bunch about it yet because I think they're still kind of getting it ready. At least that's what I think. But it should be out for the release of the game, and you'll be able to create your teams in Dynasty mode. Number 16, the new college football playoff and conferences. Yes, these are going to be in the game. The updated 12-team college football playoff with the ranking polls during the season to let you know where you stand. And there are also going to be the new conferences like the new SEC and the new Big Ten. So you'll be able to experience that new college football playoff and the new updated conferences in this game before people will actually see it in real life football, because the game comes out before college football season starts, which is pretty cool. Number 17, unique team intros. This is something that they absolutely knocked out of the park with presentation for this game. Every team
Madden. Take fucking notes from this game, bro, on presentation. Like this is so fucking unique. Bro, like every team has their own walkout instead of everybody having the same generic shit, bro.
This is something that they absolutely
Madden needs to
knocked out
take
of the park
notes
with presentation for this game. Every team has a unique intro for this game. So you're going to see Notre Dame tapping their play like a champion sign. You're going to see the Florida Gators rubbing the Gator head, LSU tapping the win bar. You're going to see pretty much anything that happens during the pregame for your team. It'll likely be in this game, making the intros unique and special to each team. Number 18, themed crowds. This is one of the smaller, but in my opinion, awesome things about this game. You will have themed crowds in Dynasty mode where applicable. So for example, if it's the first home game of the season typically, or if it is a big applicable. So for example, if it's the first home
Oh, that's his hand, bro. I thought her legs were hairy as shit, boy.
Typically, or
I was about to say, what the fuck?
Game, or if it's the game of the week, you will see some of the themed crowds like Penn State's iconic whiteout. Or some other examples are BYU with the white and blue crowd, Tennessee with the checkerboard crowd, and more. If your school has some type of a themed crowd, it'll likely be in the game, but you will have to go in Dynasty mode to see this. Number 19, pageantry and traditions. Now, the previous two things I talked about kind of go along with this as well, but I wanted to make this its own talking point because aside from the themed crowds and the unique team intros, the pageantry and traditions go so much deeper than that. You've got all the band songs for every school. You've got unique crowd chants for every school. So if your crowd has a specific chant, there's a good chance that that is in the game. Even the hand signals that the crowd and the teams do, like for example, Texas players in the crowd, they throw up the horns, or Wisconsin throws up the W. All of those things are in the game. Even specific celebrations are in the game, like the turnover celebrations celebrations where some teams have a championship belt, or Colorado has the throne that they sit on. And
That's-
even for
that's pretty
touchdown
sick,
celebrations,
bro.
we found out yesterday that the Colorado watch celebration that Shedeur Sanders does is also in the game.
Oh,
They take-
fuck no. Oh, my God, bro. Oh, man, bro. I'll be damn if I'm playing online and Shedeur Sanders runs in for a touchdown and then he taunts with the fucking watch, bro. I'm gonna be
Very
so
close
heated.
attention to all of the details.
Yo, I'm
even down to the
raging on
point
the
where they have
spot.
some licensed
I'll be
music in the
damn if
game,
I
which
let
we've
that
seen
happen.
With Penn State, how they play Mo Bamba, and I do think this will play at other stadiums as well because it's just one of those
I
hype
got
songs, so you will see it play. I think in other stadiums, but it's going to be more prominent at Penn State. But there's even other songs in the game like Sandstorm for South Carolina. You've got Zombie Nation, which plays at multiple stadiums. You've got Tsunami Bounce, which is popular with the Navy, and you even have the Iowa Wave song when they wave to the Children's Hospital at the end of the first quarter. So again, absolute attention to detail was paid in this game, and the sights and sounds are going to really immerse you in this game, unlike any previous iteration of it, in my opinion. Number 20, Road to Glory. Now, this is the mode we know the least about so far, but they do have a deep dive on this coming Thursday, so we'll find
Let's
out all the
go.
details. But what we do know is
Hold on,
you
of
create
course
your
I gotta get a
player,
haircut
you have to manage a weekly
Thursday too,
schedule,
bro.
your GPA,
I'm about to try and
and
wake
your
up early
image,
for that.
And also, you can earn things like brand deals through NIL as well. You have to earn coach trust so you can get more playing time, and there's also going to be the transfer portal, and you can transfer every season if you want to. There is no high school this year in the mode, but you can pick to be a 2-star prospect all the way up to a 5-star.
Nigga,
So
I'm
if you wanna
choosing
be a 2
5-star.
or a 3-star and have to earn your way up to a bigger school.
Bro,
after
you know
putting
damn well I'm choosing a 5-star,
smaller
nigga.
school,
You
can do
feel
that.
me?
And your player will transfer to Madden so that you can bring him over.
Nah, I
there
might-
and
I
play
might
the
do 1-star
superstar
for, like,
mode.
a video or
21,
something.
Road to the college football
But
playoff.
for my
This
main
is the online
dynasty-
head-to-head regular team
Not dynasty,
mode,
Road to
and it
Glory,
says
I'm gonna
here
be
on
a
their
5-star.
website you will experience a new way to play competitively across consoles in this mode. You can represent your university, or you can take a power school to climb the polls. You earn rank by upsetting the toughest opponents and securing the votes you need to progress and level up divisions. Stack wins to earn your chance at making the playoffs and take home the national championship. So basically, it's going to be something like maybe a 10-game season, and you win so many games, then you get put into the playoff with other online competitors in your division where you currently rank, and then you go through the playoff and you try to win the championship, and the more you win, the more you climb the online leaderboards, which is going to be pretty cool. Number 22, past and present players. So today we learned with the
Oh, okay. So Ultimate, bro. Should I start playing Ultimate Team this year? They got Peyton Wilson, A.D. Mitchell, Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeG, and Blake Corum. I might actually start playing Ultimate Team this year.
that there are going to be past and present players in the mode for the first time ever.
Bro, they gotta have like Vince Young. Okay, they got Ray Lewis. Bro, they gotta have like Cam Newton. What's the name? What's the nigga that was a big bust in the NFL? Tim Tebow, bro. They gotta have Tim Tebow in there.
Have past players,
RG3,
current players. So there will be legend players in the game through that mode if you choose
Reggie
to play.
Bush,
Number 23,
Randy
solo
Moss,
seasons.
bro. They gotta have all them
Another feature
niggas in
Ultimate
there.
Team will be solo seasons, which is new to even this game or Madden, which means you can actually play through a season mode against the computer. You don't have to go online with your Ultimate Team and get sweaty if you don't want to. You can build your team through the auction house, through doing challenges, and then you can play a solo season against the computer. Number 24, the Gauntlet. This is kind of a two-part thing here. So there's an offline gauntlet that's been completely redone and looks absolutely crazy, which includes a bunch of new mini games that were also added in this game, ones that weren't even in the older NCAA games, and ones that aren't even currently in Madden. You can go through the gauntlet, play all these different mini games, all these different challenges, and it's pretty hard in my opinion from what I've played. But there's also a new gauntlet mode for Ultimate Team as well, which is going to be during the weekend. I think it's their spin on Weekend League where you play through 10 games, I believe it said, and you have to win at least 8 games to earn rewards. So it's going to be the competitive mode each weekend for Ultimate Team. Number 25, house rules.
This last
Ultimate
one.
Team will have house rules in this game, much like it did in Madden, but it sounds like they're putting a different spin on it, and they're going to rotate it a little more often. You'll be able to play these different styles of games, like college overtime, for example, where one week it'll just be a college overtime style game, and you're just trying to beat your opponent in college OT, whereas other weeks you may play a game where first downs are 20 yards instead of 10. Basically just a different way to kind of kick back and play the game without taking it too seriously. Now, if you want a closer look on the gameplay that we just got yesterday for this
I just really can't wait for this game to come out, bro. I feel like this game definitely might be shit. This might be game of the decade if we being honest, bro. Like the gameplay looks good, the presentation looks good. You know, still waiting on Road to Glory, which we will get this Thursday. But hey, bro, I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notifications, notify whenever I drop a little banger video. One road to 300 subs. Tell me get there for more banger NFL, well, not NFL content, more banger college football 25 content like this. Without further ado, I'm out. Gang.